It's Mobb Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. How are you? Especially you. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be. It's always the barbershop is always open at the Mobb Guppy channel, Fish Room Barbershop. No one else promises that. No one else promises that at all. So good morning. How y'all doing? Big news in my world is that I had put a deposit down to get a puppy about Christmas time. And they called me uh, during the week and said they had a buyer fallout. Do I want a puppy now? Yes. So I am driving to Minneapolis to pick her up. And I will be up there to pick her up on what date will I be up there? Oh, this coming Friday. A puppy in a week. I've got to puppy proof my place, which I got up and had to do a yard work today. So I've got to do puppy setup stuff, pick up some stuff for the puppy. And yeah, I'm going to drive to Minneapolis on Friday. I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. So I'll drive back on Saturday. Hey, Muppet, how are you? If you're here, say hi. I want to say hi to you. So, yeah, so it's very exciting. She is an orange and white Brittany. She is just about 10 weeks. She'll be 10 weeks old when I get her. It's her. I grew up with the dog. We grew up with Brittany's, and these are the same bloodlines of my childhood dog. So the sire is a former winner of the National Best of Breed for the American Brittany Club. The grandfather is a National Best of Breed winner of the American Brittany Club. I'm going to show her a little bit, do obedience, have fun. And yeah, so that should be good. So it's yeah, so she is gonna be adorable. Now I have to find out a couple of things with the new puppy. Since I am not spaying her, she's probably gonna have one litter, maybe two, and that's it. I've got to find out. One side of the house, they only have girl dogs. The guy behind me, I don't have a relationship with at all. He has a dog. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl dog. I have no idea. Got to find out if it's neutered. And on the other side, I have a police officer, which is great to have in the neighborhood. And they have like 3-4 dogs. So I've got to make sure they're neutered. So, and the reason why is that, you know, a male dog will go through walls to get to a female dog. So there you go in heat. Yeah, it's in a couple of years. In a couple of years. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. So I don't know what I'm going to name her. I have no idea. We'll see how her personality is. She has the personality that fits. That'll be good. Hey, what's up, colored guppies? Vinay, how are you? So I've got a lot of stuff to do in the fish room. I've been doing some water changes all week and need to do more of those today and get those done. I also have to go and get just normal junk done around the house. What are you guys up to? What's going on in your fish room? It's it's all good. What's up? What is up, Petroman 1185? Did you go to a diner in New Jersey today? Our CB friend. Elizabeth, Florida Fish Rescue. How are you? Good morning. Or good afternoon. You're on the East Coast. Always on the weekends, as you should. See, for breakfast today, I had oatmeal. And then I just had a couple of handfuls of almonds and some pita bread with amazing hummus in it. So there you go. When we're done here, I got to go run a few errands, and which is good. If you're hearing noise in the background, it doesn't sound like fish aquariums. The washer is going. The dryer just finished, so you won't hear the dryer go off. So there you go. It's hard to believe that, hey, Doug Gray, the man that's often confused with Optimus Prime, Peter Thiel. You scored a 210-gallon tank, setting it up, trying to plan on what you're going to do with it. You know, it's a 210-gallon tank, Vinay. It's, part of me says do something like different schooling tetras. The other part of me says get a big, old, hunky, kill 'em all type fish. So I don't know. I don't know what to do at all. Yes, I got my lawn mowed. It's great. I have to finish my trimming. I have a battery trimmer, and it ran out of battery. So I had to plug that in. So our buddy Chewy sent me a video, which was great. Unfortunately, I couldn't see it. It was set up on private. So I don't know what the deal is. I think Chewy should have just put it at not unlisted. Unlisted, anybody that you send the link at can watch it. But going from there, yeah, it's big tank like that with a bunch of cute small tetras, big schools. I think that's always good. You think it was Chewy's last date with Avril Lavigne? Vinoxky tanks in the house. Got your lawn mowed today and found a nest of baby bunnies. You're so excited. Yeah, last year I did the baby bunny thing. This year, not so much. My next door neighbor, I chatted with him for a bit, and I got some great pictures of his cat, one of his cats. So I sent them off to him. So good times. John Oliver in the house. Hey, Fish Fam. Good to have you here. Yeah, so other than that, just doing water changes, doing stuff like that. Everything's good in the fish room. I've got to hide wires because of a puppy. And the breeder says she's personality plus and is kind of a boss dog. It's okay. My previous dog was a boss dog. So I can handle it. Your neighbor's outdoor cat died a few months ago. Back, so the wildlife is coming out in force now. Yeah. Something about keeping a cat. My next door neighbor's cat keeps laying down dead mice at the entrance to my house on my little deck. They do it because they love you. You know the cats. When they like you, they present you with dead things. Yeah, you got to be a boss if you're going to be with Peter Thiel and Mobb Guppy. Exactly correct. Yeah, so my next door neighbor cats, they present me with dead animals. So I have to be careful with that with the puppy. But it's good. They're dog friendly, so I can. Not that I'm planning on having a cat, but 14 years with a dog is a long time. You never know. So she's automatically going to have cats that have no fear of her at all. Perfect. So there you go. Let's see what else is going on in the fish room. Had something bizarre happen with uh, Amika's. I got one Amika fry, and the another Amika fry got stuck in the mommy, and she died. Yeah, hanging halfway out. You heard the cats bring you dead things because they think you're a bad hunter? There you go. Alishan AS does that with his neighbors as well. Brings them dead things. Yeah. Yeah, so I was out there and the cats actually go out of their way to sort of hang with me. I don't feed them, except for the bird feeder where I'm sure they pick something off. Leaves them all them dead lantern flies, everybody. Which I'm told you're supposed to kill. So if you see a lantern fly and you're in New Jersey and Maryland and New York, go out and get them. Jimmy P's Aquariums. How are you? Cats bring you dead things because you demand sacrifice for your benevolence. There you go. That's funny. So I'm in the process of signing up for puppy kindergarten. There's the local kennel club has sort of like a nonprofit type of thing for the puppy. So I'll be taking her over there and get training. Now I asked my neighbors with the female dogs. They have a lab that's about 1.5 years, female lab. I said I may borrow her to play with the puppy. So that's good. And by the way, for those who do not or have not had a dog, I will give you one of the highlights of having a dog. A week from Monday, I'll have the dog on. Next Saturday, we won't be here because I'm going to be with my dog, hanging out. I'll be driving back. I'm guessing I will be leaving Minneapolis at about 10 or probably around 11 or 12 noon. It's about a 10-hour drive. I'm going to have to stop a lot. And because of the little puppy, and give her little walks and junk like that. And so we'll have fun with that. We'll have fun all the way around. So yeah, so it's so be driving about 1,400 miles this weekend. So that's good. Ooh, my chickens are roaming right now on the other side of the fence. My dog is going to notice it at any moment. Yeah, there you go. You have to, with your dog, introduce them to those things when they're young, then they don't go bonkers. So, yeah, so that's going to be fun. What else going on? I've just been going through doing some moving out of some fish from aquarium to aquarium, which is good. Just little things like that. Jimmy P's Aquarium. So, how are things in Joplin, Mo? I lived in St. Louis. I visited there quite a few times. It's all good. It's it's just too damn hot. I'm ready for fall. It's gonna be like 93 here today. Let's see what the temperature is. I won't ask Alexa because every one of you will get it in your home. At 8:30, it was 79. It is 90 degrees. 90 degrees, everybody, in beautiful Webb City, the sleepy burb. Your dog never saw a chicken until a few months ago, and she sure gets focused on him. Yep. Yeah, Joplin Mo is Joplin Mo. It's our great problem is the people driving in from nearby Kansas. Holy capoly. They'll go down the main drag, which is called Range Line, and they'll drive down that 10 miles under the speed limit. Yeah, it's if you have a road rage problem, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday going down Range Line to do your shopping, you are going to be yelling, punching your steering wheel, gesturing. So I generally do my shopping after work because I'm done, in the early afternoon. I usually do it on the way home, so I don't have to put up with the Kansans. Oklahoma people are generally okay drivers. Arkansas people are generally okay drivers. It's the Kansas people. Don't even ask me why. If you go to Kansas City, you'll begin to note. If you ever next time you drive through Kansas City, you'll go from there. Let's see. My fish food collection. I realized I'm like a member of Hoarders when it comes to collecting fish food. I have more fish food. It's different varieties, different stuff than you could ever imagine. How many of you guys find yourself being hoarders of fish food? It's except for Petroman 1185, New Jersey drivers suck. Yeah, the drivers, the Kansas drivers, and I'm talking about the ones that I'm talking about the ones who are, for whatever purpose, uh, who live like in just nearby. I'm 10 minutes away from Kansas. I don't know what the deal is, but when they come to town, life is bad. Also going on with the fish right now is that just been so busy. It's doing the water changes, doing the stuff. I've actually had some moments of dryness, so that's been helpful to get the fish water on the lawn because it's now becoming kind of dry in my lawn. We had gotten so much rain this year that it's just nuts, just nuts. Other things going on with the fish, um, just normal stuff. Fish care is doing the water changes, doing the stuff, um, trying to be the right person. Took you a while to get used to Cali drivers. U-tunes are legal here. Yeah, you can see some crazy U-turns in California. The problem with California drivers is rain. Rain. And by the way, I put up on my personal that I Facebook page that I was getting a puppy. I can't even tell you how many preached at me for not getting a rescue dog. And virtue signaling all over the place. And that I was buying from a puppy mill. That was the other one. I'm not buying from a puppy mill. It comes from a very ethical breeder with the healthiest appearance. Then someone was upset that her tail may have been docked because Brittany's have short tails. And I don't know. She may or may not have because her litter, some of the puppies had short tails, natural dock tails. I have no idea. Could be a natural bob for all I know. I'll ask. You're thinking about getting a rescue wife from the Philippines? Yeah, you see, there you go. I was behind a nice lady who I'm pretty sure was from the Philippines, and that was nice. Yeah, I have to. So I've just got to get myself into a place. I've got heart issues for years. I had a service dogs since 2010. I had to put him down this past April. No, I get it. My dog passed away, and for me, and I'm not talking down to anyone. There's no virtue signaling. Um, my uh, my puppy, um, I prefer purpose bred dogs, and here's the reason why: is that their behavior is more predictive. Yeah, you can spend a lot of money on a shelter dog, and you have to go and fix its problems. You have to go in and you have whatever behavior issues the dog has, because a lot of times those poor dogs are from terrible homes that didn't pay attention to them, that the owner may have been abusive to the dog. You just don't know what you're getting. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes not so good. Yeah, it's you can walk out and you don't know what you get. You know that you're getting a dog that that has had its shots, that has probably been dewormed and all that sort of stuff. Um, they may have a better idea of how it's going to behave, but you don't know what's behind it. And that's just the behavior that's being taught. I know what's going on with the Brittany. I know exactly how it's going to behave. They love to run. They love to go for big walks. Fine with me. They love to have a job. I'll teach her obedience and I'm going to teach her all sorts of different things. So I'm going to give her a job. And there you go. Yep, Jimmy, I understand. I miss my dog died in July and I miss him terribly. I still look up and look down at the ground to see where he's hidden. That's the problem. It Yeah, you're these little guys mean a lot to us, especially a service dog. Dogs, whether you're single or married, you have a family, a dog is a real important thing to have. I have nothing against cats. I've had cats, but dogs, go from there. Sometimes you think you still need to take them out before bed. I do the same thing, Jimmy. I'm going to go through 6 months of puppy training. So it's that will be one thing. Um, Cats are cats, not the deli, the feline beasties. That's what we're saying, the feline beasties. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited about the deal is with cats, like my next door neighbor's cats. They'll come out and greet you. Their cats always want to come in my house. And I said, wrong house, over there, buddy. Yeah, I'm sorry anyone has to lose a pet. I mean, my goodness, my little guy had been with me through thick and through thin, through my divorce, through most of my marriage. He had been, you know, on my adventures of driving across the country. He had been to 24 states. He had been to Canada. He'd been to Mexico. He had done everything. And, this dog that I'm getting, this puppy, she's going to do the same thing. She's going to go with me everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. So I'm pretty excited. Big question I've got. They go, are you mentally prepared for another dog? Yeah. As much as I love my Bolo, and I did whatever I could to extend his life, I was mentally prepared for his passing because it was just everything was, he was slowing down. He is totally deaf. He was going blind. It's so it's just going through the puppy deal. It's kind of like setting up a new aquarium, except it's 6 months. What I've noticed with dogs, you spend your first 6 months, then you spend a year or two, getting it all right. And you go from there. Liberty Bell Cichlids, how are you? Yeah. Yeah, Doug, I think so too. I think the longer I waited, like if I would have waited into next year, I would have thought, oh, I don't need to, you get into the thing of feeling bad if it passed away and, well, it's only going to get old and die, that stuff goes through. It's not about that. It's about having a companion. And it's about the one thing that I love about the breed of dog I'm getting. She's going to want to go for long walks. I'm a doughy man. I need to go from there. Yeah, I'll have her on the screen a week from Monday. A week from Monday, I'll have her on the screen with me, and she is cute. She's a cutie, and so that's good. And I get to go and do the big. So I gotta get my oil changed because Friday morning I will leave here early and get up there, and I may try to do a fish room tour while I'm up there. We have a little bit of time before we go get the puppy. So I may do, I'll bring my camera equipment. So I may do a fish store tour. I had a great time last time going to see our friends at Twin Cities Guppies and another one called, I forget what the other one is called, but it's good. Go to the KZ, go to the Mobb Guppy channel and you can see it. And so Sea Level was the other one. Sea Level, yeah, and that one was really good, and so really good all the way around. And yes, I'm pretty pumped up. If you haven't been to that, it's if you go to the Twin Cities, they actually have a lot of real nice fish stores. I know a lot of people on the Fish Fam will go on and on about tamed waters, which is fine. I didn't go to that one because everyone goes to that one. So I'll pick out another one to go to that, and again, I have no problem with Tamed Waters. They're great, but everyone goes to it, and there's so many great stores there. So many absolute fantastic stores. And that is, that's really, really the important thing. Rent a Subaru and document how far you get. There you go. I don't have time to wait around. I got to get up there, get the puppy, turn around, drive back. I'll pick up a lot of the stuff. I've got a couple of toys that were Bolo's toys. They'll be perfect for a puppy. I've got some treats, but I've got to get its food. And the type of food they recommend is Pro Plan Sport. So I've got to pick up a bag of that for her and a cup. So I can follow the right size of that she's getting the right amount of stuff. So there you go. And that's a pretty important thing. I've also, it's and the fish stuff will be good. I've got to get her so that she's going to sit in my lap for the drive down from Minneapolis to here. She'll be in my lap the entire time because I want her to gain a connection with me and a focus on me. And I'll have treats. So I'll give her a treat or two. And the teeny ones. By the way, my boss who got a Subaru, something neat this week, he didn't have to take it into the shop for a repair. As far as I know. And he got a brand new one, and he's complaining about how fancy it is. The screens and all the digital stuff. And I'm going, you're not 95. Yeah, Allie Shawn, lots of potty breaks for the trip. Absolutely. I'll be stopping every hour or so, take her out, let her do her thing. I'll get back at midnight. Eat outside at a deal. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to do that. Tell you what, Doug Gray, I think this Zach Wilson's the real deal. Now the Jets can screw up almost anything, but I think he's a gunslinger. He's smart, charismatic guy, got a chip on his shoulder. And the poor Mets, holy capoli, have they collapsed. Holy capoli. Yeah, I'll be stopping, doing potty breaks, get her to learn my stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of fun. So, it's she'll be with me as I do my water changes, and I'll have to teach her how to sit and watch me. Bolo would just disappear. Yeah, Phillies. Hey, Allie Shawn, there's nothing more fun than going to a high school football game in Philadelphia. There was 3 people shooting at each other, from what I understand. No one died. Anyone died, Doug, in your in the Philadelphia high school football game shooting? I'm going to say something that will upset some folks who are certain regions of the country, like the one I'm living in, by the way, that certain regions of the country, high school football should be for the kids and the parents of the kids. I have not been to a high school game since I was in high school. It's for the kids. There you go. Didn't check the news today. Sirhan. He's waiting for that amazing governor of California to pull the trigger on his parole. Sirhan could be moving next door to you, Doug Gray. That's great. I lived in New Jersey, Daniel. I lived just across the bridge. I lived in Hackensack for 7 years, right across the bridge from beautiful Manhattan. And, not that much further to get into Nyack. People talk about the Hamptons being cool. Nyack, everybody. Nyack. That is pretty doggone nifty town. Not far out of Manhattan, but it's like a small town sort of feel. It's great. You're sitting in Philly right now? Excellent. You and Doug Gray can meet up for a cheesesteak at that place where they had the employee stab the boss in the neck. That's a heck of a news story. Oh, yeah, New Jersey. Trenton, New Jersey's a treasure. Camden, Patterson, Newark. I've been to all the garden spots in New Jersey. So my ex-wife got into an argument with a police officer, and she got a ticket. So it wasn't a big thing. It was just the police officer pulled her over, and she went muy caliente. Arriba, arriba, arriba. My ex-wife was Hispanic. And so he gave her a ticket, and so we had to get, we had to hire an attorney. Her ticket, which was she was in an intersection when the light turned red, but there was a car sitting in front of her. And the cop gave her, 10 minutes from Philly. Man, Doug Gray, Ali Sean, you got people to hang out with. So the courthouse was in Patterson. So it's a night court too. So I'm driving her over to there, and we're going in, meeting the attorney. And you know how much that ticket was? But it was better than what it was going to do to our insurance. It was a 3-point deal, and she had never had a ticket or anything like that. So there, it cost $700. It was like an extra $200 surcharge for the ticket, and it was $500. A couple of different things. And then the attorney got $125. So there you go. Hiring of the attorney, by the way, always the way to go if you get a speeding ticket. Don't pay it. Any type of thing, always go through the attorney. Because if you've only had the one ticket, the $150 you pay the attorney or $200, they'll hit your insurance, and your insurance will go up by a lot. In fact, my ex-wife and I, we checked with the insurance company. It would have raised it $1,000 a year for 3 years. So $3,000 or $700. You make the call. You. That's just the way to do it. Spent 2 summers in the Hamptons during the college years. Lots of fun. There you go. My problem with the Hamptons is that it's just too doggone crowded, and I'm not like focused. A lot of people love the beach. No, I like going on the water. I like boating. I like all that sort of stuff. Um, but I'm not. Beach life is not my deal. A lot of people love that. It's just not for me. I prefer a funky town, cool eateries, place to get a nice cup of coffee, nice $10 latte. Go in right from there. So this is a New Jersey, Petroman, Daniel, Liberty Bell, Doug Gray, Ali Shawn, all in the place. Fishing and scuba. I've never done scuba, but I love to fish. But I prefer freshwater fishing. There you go. Ali Shawn has a glass bottom yacht with 2 beer taps. Of course. It's the way it should be. Way it should be all the way around. Went to yeah, so it's just to go through and deal with that. I don't know if I will go hang out where I grew up in suburban Minneapolis when I'm there. It depends who wants to get together. Lake Minnetonka is. I was out on Wayzata Bay and I was out in Excelsior Bay. It was great during my last trip. I don't know what's next. Yeah, and you know what? Both the Hamptons and Nyack, New York, got the ATMs. Heck, Trenton probably has ATMs. Be careful going into Trenton to use it. Make sure you have armed guards around you to use an ATM in Trenton. But yeah. Yeah, it's a real deal. So Sirhan shot and killed Robert F. Kennedy. A couple of Kennedy's kids were there asking for him to be released, which is insane. Lunatic Fringe, I sent you an email, buddy. Doug sent you an email too. Check your email. And I saw what was I on? About ATMs exploding. All I know is that I get ready to use stuff. Life's good. Oh yeah, Sirhan. Oh yeah, the Kennedy kids. Robert F. Kennedy, who is junior, who's a whack job. He's nuts. It's not even political point of view. He has like conspiratorial things. It's he's against immunizations. He's wacko. All right, Liberty Bell. And one of the other sons, Don Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy had 12 kids, and he was having affairs with every woman in the world. How much energy did that guy have? How did he get anything done? Knight Rider, what's up? I heard Sirhan said he was excited to move to Joplin, Mo, in a recent TV interview. Well, who could blame him? We'll welcome him with open arms. I'm guessing the local mayor will be careful. Keep a low profile. They're talking about deporting him, which could happen. And he's a Jordanian. He's a Jordanian Christian who's Palestinian. And he shot Kennedy because Kennedy supported Israel. So there you go. Hey, take it down. The U of V complained that it contained hockey injuries. And the radio program that played my segment complained too after rework it when you arrive in Victoria. Okay, sounds good. Chewy made a video that, and he asked Doug and I if he could include some of our fish footage. And Doug, did you say yes? I said yes. So there you go. Yeah, so I'm ready. Let's see. Ali Sean is about to go to market with a very subtle lanternfly wine, rose, and Chardonnay. There you go. All right, Doug Gray. Yeah. I'm guessing. He asked me. I said yes. And that's the way to do it. When I have found my footage and other things, and yeah, I don't like that. As long as you ask me. It's like my neighbor to the back of me. He put up a fence connecting to my fence. He never asked. Would I have said no? Of course not. It's my property. I own the fence. I'm a year and a half into my 30 years of payments. I know you would, Lunatic Fringe. I know, Chewy. You'd ask. That's just the thing. It's like, yeah, fences are ground zero instigators. Yeah, it's, was I a jerk to the guy? I've never spoken to him to this day. I've got to ask him about his dog. So if I see him out there grilling tonight, I'll walk to the back fence like Home Improvement. What was the name of the guy that Earl, or what was the name of the guy that Tim had to speak? Tim Taylor had to speak to over the fence. Excellent, a leader of our time, Ali Shannon. Wilson, exactly, Wilson. And so I would go, so I'm gonna have to go Wilson, walk up, look over the fence. Hey, you jerk. So there you go. So my problem is finding Swedish hockey players that are not getting beat up or hurt. How about some Swedish hockey cheerleaders? Swedish hockey cheerleaders, everybody. I'm in favor of that. I know the Canucks and my people from Minnesota, hockey is their language. But it's all good out. The band Sellout, all they cared about was hockey and music. Yeah. They're Canadians. And beer. Moosehead. Wilson Golden. Did we ever find out what happened to the Swedish bikini team? I think they found that, sadly, Doug. I think they found that sexist. I think they also found it not the right thing in a Me Too era. We are objectifying women. Now, have you ever thought about this for a second? So you have magazines that do models, and now they're putting models of all sizes, all races, which is fine. If the Chippendales came with me as one of the dancers, they ain't doing that. Sell out from Stockholm, Sweden. They were on Bruce Dickinson's BBC show for the 10 bands that year. Bruce Dickinson, lead singer for a nifty little Christian group called Iron Maiden, and he has an amazing voice. So when they do the Chippendales, when they come, or it's or I was in Las Vegas and there were signs, billboards up to go see Thunder from Down Under. Apparently, allegedly, a bunch of Aussies dancing on stage, Aussie men who are basically like Chippendales. There's not a guy like me. There's not like a middle-aged, chubby man doing that type of thing. Chris Farley is a Chippendale. Perfect. Actually, probably a better dancer than Patrick Swayze. More natural physical ability. So, and again, everybody, God love women of all sizes, races, whatever it is. Okay, you guys get that in Sports Illustrated, and you're putting people who are out of shape on the cover of things. That's great. It's I want fat guys in the Chippendales. Ever since the CBC fired Don Cherry, they don't want hockey fights or injuries dealing with radio programs or TV school systems. Doug Ray volunteers to marry Janet Garcia. Muy caliente. Arriba, arriba, arriba. And if you don't know who Janet Garcia is, Google her. She's was a weather gal in Mexico, and now she's becoming, I think, a professional butt model. It's a thing. It's a thing. Apparently, she got a work permit to move to New York. She was in a Sharknado movie as well. Yeah, well. We need more Sharknado movies. Those are all good. I don't have sci-fi currently on my TV choices. Highly problematic there. Highly problematic. All the Sharknadoes, every one of them is a delight. So, all right, gang, I've got to go do some stuff. Thank you so much. We'll see you Monday night. And you, especially you, have a good one. David Childress as well. I want to be just like David Childress.